Right, good morning everybody. In today's lesson we're going to look at VAT, but specifically the difference between the exclusive and the inclusive VAT, and secondly, how to do the calculations. Now the first thing we need to remember is that in 2018 the VAT rate was increased from 14 to 15%. So you need to adapt all your calculations in your textbooks, which are probably written at 14%, but you need to upgrade them and now start working on the 15%. Right, the exclusive and the inclusive. Exclusive, as it says, it's X. It does not include VAT. Whereas inclusive is an amount that includes the VAT. So the price that's quoted includes VAT. The exclusive does not include VAT. Now our starting point whenever we do these calculations, remember, was 100%. So the exclusive is your starting point at 100%. We then add on 15% VAT. So the inclusive amount is 115%. Now that's a very important concept, that you understand the difference between the exclusive and the inclusive. Because when you are given figures and you are asked to calculate, it all hinges on this. So let's take a look and let's see what I mean by that. If you are given the exclusive amount of 45,000 and they ask you to find the VAT amount, and or they ask you to find the inclusive of VAT amount. Now the starting point, as all calculations we do, and I've done this in several of my videos, is that the VAT is 45,000. That's the exclusive amount that you've been given, 45,000. But that 45,000 is exclusive of VAT. So remember, if we look back at our table, our exclusive is 100%, because that's where you start. You get the amount and then you add on VAT. So that's a secondary operation. So this 45,000 is equal to 100. So we divide it by 100. And then we multiply out, and what do we want? And we can either multiply by 15 to get the VAT, or we can multiply by the 115 to get the inclusive. So let's do both now to start with. So if I times by 15 over 1, on your calculators, 45,000 divided by 100 times 15, and you'll come out with an amount of 6750. Or if I check it the other way around, 45,000, now remember that's still the exclusive amount, so it's still divided by 100. But this time I was going to find the inclusive amount. So I'm going to times by 115 over 1. So again, you do the operation on your calculator, and that amount comes to 51,750. Now I've done both calculations here to show you the calculations and how we do it. It wasn't necessary. If you got the VAT, first of all, 6750, the VAT inclusive means you take the exclusive amount, you add on the VAT, so you can just take your calculators and add those, and the inclusive comes to 51,750. So the options are there for yourself. Either find the VAT and then add on, or you could have found the inclusive of VAT amount, and the VAT is the difference between the two. Now let's carry on with that concept. The next one you're given is the inclusive amount. So we start with the figure we've got. We've got 27,600. But that now is the inclusive. And remember, inclusive includes VAT. So that is equal to 115%. So I'm going to take this and divide by 115. If you ask to calculate the VAT amount, VAT is equal to 15. So you're going to times it by 15 over 1. Again, on your calculators, you do a calculation, and it comes to 3,600. So your VAT would be 3,600. Now you can do the long way and do the calculation again, and multiply by 100 to get the exclusive amount, or the exclusive amount does not include VAT. So it would be 27,600 minus 3,600, and it's 24,000. If you want to, you can check yourself now by saying the 27,600, still 115, because that was the inclusive amount, but if you times by 100, you'd get the exclusive amount. And then lastly, they can give you the VAT amount. Now, same principle. We're given 3,300. But this is the VAT amount. Now look back at our table. The VAT is 15. So we know what 15% is. So we're going to divide by 15. I'm going to times by, and again, I can either get the exclusive amount or the inclusive amount. It's not going to make a difference which one you do. Obviously, in a test or exam, calculate what you're asked to do. Don't do too many calculations that are not needed for marks. But if we had to multiply this by 100 over 1, again, take your figure, divide by 15, times 100, and you get 22,000. Now, because I multiplied by 100, I found the exclusive amount of 22,000. The inclusive includes the VAT, so I will add the two together, and I'll get 25,300. Right, learners, very short lesson, but what is very important, you must read very carefully the amount that you're given, whether it's the exclusive, which is equal to 100%, the VAT amount, which is 15, or the inclusive amount, which is 115. And whatever figure you're given, you divide by the respective percentage and times by what you're trying to find out. What are you trying to calculate? Now, exams are going to be full of these calculations, and you're not going to be able to do anything if you can't get the right figures. So you need to concentrate on the exercises in your textbooks, in your study guides, or whatever your teachers can give you to make sure that you can always do this calculation. So I encourage you, keep practicing, and remember, we're working at 15% now, no longer 14. Good luck.